too much else going there. Spanishiwa starting to take his fourth. TLO just finishing up his third. And looks like we got some aggression coming in from Spanishiwa. Gonna bring in those banelings, try to bust through, but that wall is very baneling proof. You are not gonna get through there with 9 banelings. And looks like Spanishiwa sees it. Oh, but is there a little hole? No, not just yet. Gonna have that on fire. Gonna take down a supply depot. But no. Oh, putting TLO way in the red, actually. TLO, wow, down to 135 over 121. Morphing in more banelings. Probably gonna go in again, but he's got SCVs to repair that. He's keeping them on hand just in case those banelings come back. We see them in. Is he gonna move in now? In the meanwhile, looks like TLO's finally got a drop right in the main. Marines and tanks. We got a couple of infestors for Spanishiwa, but they're a little too far off. Is he going to be able to get there in time? Oh, his Marines getting picked off by spine crawlers. Those tanks, oh, just not able to pick up enough. They're going to get taken out by all the speedlings. The Marines going down. Medevacs getting away clean. Just in time for another drop coming in. Gonna go ahead and skip right past there. Just move right along. He thought about dropping. Decided, no, you know what? I don't like it down here. I think your base is stinky. I don't want to drop it. We got Zerglings massing up. Looks like he's coming down for another round. Backed up by infestors. That creep spread is doing some fantastic work. Practically on TLO's doorstep. Is he going to do anything with those medevacs? Looks like those medevacs are trying to get around to the back. Probably going to do another drop in the main. Can Spanishiwa break down this barracks wall? There's not much to it. Just the barracks, but that's enough to stand up to these. Oh, TLO's tanks are unsieged. Manages to scare him off. In the meanwhile, drop in the back of Spanishiwa's base. Stims in, takes out the spine crawler. Despite queen transfusion, that is a number of queens. Look at all those queens. Stops mining, takes off, gets right out of there. Why worry about more? Unfortunately, now TLO just found the unguarded 4th base of Spanishiwa. That is going to cause problems. Oh, nice. Nidus network. With the Nidus network, Spanishiwa can defend this base a little easier. He sends in just enough Zerglings, manages to get them through, takes out the entire drop. Nice work. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There are 4 Marines left. However, there's also another Nidus network going down with more Zerglings in the back. Keeping an eye on the front of the base. TLO doing a good job keeping Marines around to make sure that nothing gets into his base to spot for that. Here comes the Baneling, and that is it for that drop. This medevac, is it going to get away with 62 hit points? Here comes another drop, however. Another big siege tank drop. We've got infestors and a whole bunch of... Oh, huge fungal growth. That is gigantic. Neural parasite taking on the tanks. That tank is going to wreak havoc on those Marines. Luckily, it's focusing that other tank. They managed to take out the infestor. Zerglings rushing in. Time to go. Sees the Ultralisk. Says, okay, I'm in a corner. Time to book it. Ultralisks gathered out front of TLO's base, just waiting for the word to go in. TLO with a bunch of tanks left unsieged. Here he comes. Going to poke at the door a little bit. See what's what. There go the tanks sieging up. Ultralisks just going to pull back. Just fine. How do you do? Oh, here's some Vikings. Here's a bunch of Vikings coming out. Just going to do some Overlord hunting. Oh, no. Spanishiwa gets a Nidus network into the back of TLO's base. Queen. Oh, Jesus. Mass Queen and Ultralisk. That means he has got nothing but transfuses. These Ultralisks will live forever. It doesn't matter that he's in the red. He has got immortal Ultralisks. Spanishiwa wisely just pulling that right back, scanning to take out the creep tumor, making sure everything stays nice and tidy. Had more than enough tanks to have held that back, but those Ultralisks could have done a lot of damage if he'd have been a little less quick on the draw there. Every time you hear that noise, an angel wets its pants. That is the most fearful noise. That's basically the equivalent of your warp cannons, or not warp cannons, your warp gate for Protoss. Here come those immortal Ultralisks again with that massive queen force, just queens and Ultralisks. Meanwhile, TLO tries to take out that 4th and 5th base with Vikings landed. Unfortunately, doesn't go through for him. And here we go, gonna hit the front. These Ultralisks should work through these barracks in no time. Coming up towards the tanks, getting transfused. TLO leaving the tanks unsieged. They actually do higher DPS this way, so he's hoping to just DPS them down, but with the mass queen behind them, he is not working these down in time, not nearly fast enough. He's got a massive drop in Spanishiwa's base. He's taken out the 3rd natural. However, these Ultralisks are doing massive damage. They've taken out all of that barracks wall. That means TLO's production is vastly inferior at this point. He's trying to do something with the remaining factories. He's making tanks. He's making marines. But he can... And that's good game. Good game. Wow. Well done to Spanishiwa. That no-gas build, if you can't put on pressure early enough, that will come back and bite you right there. That major economic boost he had in the beginning, and then just... I know TLO is generally known as the creative player, but how often do you honestly see queens and Ultralisks versus Terrans?